I'm consciously making space, opening and allowing. I'm doing the work that's needed. I'm ready, bring it in, 'cause I know that I am worthy of it all. The wonders and the magic, all I'm dreaming of. And this is the new way, a new way of living, a world waking up. We are rising in love.
Hi everyone, welcome to this episode where I'm sitting here at Hjerterum, which means heart space, in the center of Aarhus, which is a holistic center. And I'm sitting here with the two female founders, and today we're going to dive deep into the entrepreneurial spirit, the fears behind it, and the reward as well. I'm sitting here with Maria and Aurora, which is how we say it in Danish. So welcome and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
I would love to start by asking you, what exactly do you do here and what is your vision with this center?
Okay, where to start? Should I start?
Yes.
I feel like saying at first, actually, it was Jacob who was the founder of this. So right now we're in this transmission going from this company where Jacob Mathiasen was the founder, and then having it become this community instead, or union, I guess the English word would be, where Aurora is like the president, and I'm the, what do you call that?
My co-pilot.
Co-pilot,
yeah. I love it.
So it's this kind of going to it's this area of, women taking the lead now. So the men is like backing off and supporting us, but we're still a team. So there's Aurora and myself and Jacob Mathiasen, Douglas Crawford, and then my boyfriend Jan Gabriel.
Yeah.
So
that's the team.
That's the team.
And they don't mind letting you women take the lead?
No, they don't.
No.
I love that. I think that's very inspiring, because you have to be a strong man to really lift the woman.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's very inspiring and much needed.
Yes.
Also in the corporate world today.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's what's happening more and more, that females and women are taking the lead now. Mm-hmm. And of course, I can only speak for myself, but it's kind of shaky to do so. But on the other side, it's like the universe is just saying, "Hey, go forth."
Yeah.
And I feel this loving push towards this.
Is that your intuition, or what gives you that feeling?
Yeah, maybe intuition, and what is it? It's just an inner drive to step out now, because I've been hiding so much in my life, and it's like all the energy is just about stepping out.
Yeah.
I love that, and I know that for the main part of my viewers and followers, that's the core issue or the core problem for them, is to allow themselves to rise up and to stand in everything they are, to be their authentic self and to actually do what they want to do and not hide behind labels or being a mom or being a wife and all these other things.
Yeah.
So but you do therapy here, you do breath work, and you have a membership, and is there anything I'm leaving out?
That's about it for now, but coming up will be travels as well and retreats.
Yeah.
But it is Hjerterum, a heart space, is all about community. Actually, that's like what's in our heart. That's why we created it, because we both had this yearning for a safe space, a space where you can just be yourself, where you don't have to wear this mask, but can just come and show all feelings. We really felt that was needed in our own lives.
Yeah.
And that's what we can see that people value very much here, that they feel safe. And that's what the breath work is also about, and a lot of the other events as well. But what we can see in breath work is that there you can really let go. It's amazing to see how just breathing for an hour actually helps you get in touch with all kinds of feelings. And if one starts crying or screaming, then the others dare to do the same. Yeah. So it's such a beautiful gift to see these unfolding.
I love that.
Yeah.
And now I see you as pioneers, because for those who don't know, we're in Aarhus, which is the second largest city in Denmark, and it's a it's a very busy city, and I see you as pioneers because I didn't know of anyone else here doing the same thing. Whereas if you go to California, you go to Bali, there's more communities like this. It's more normalized to talk about your feelings and go to retreats. So how did you find that? Was it scary? Did it make you fear it more? Or did it make you more confident because you don't have as much competition here? How did it make you feel in starting this?
Well, I feel like it's maybe both. I felt very scared at first about stepping into this, taking the lead. Yeah. And I've in my childhood and as long as I can remember, I had this social anxiety. I've had a lot of traumatic experiences in my life, and so I had to deal with that. And but actually,
do you want to explain to us what that was and how that led you along the path in your life?
Sure. I've been you can say trapped in a sect for 9 years, from I was 10 to 19, and it was it's a big part of my life, or it was a big part of my life, because I actually don't experience it as something that's this burden on me anymore, because it's kind of transformed. But I had this childhood of sexual abuse, where I have a son actually with this sect leader.
Okay.
So that's the story, and actually I've been working very much about not becoming the story, but at some point I was the story. I was this abused woman with a lot of trauma, and I was a victim in the story. And you can say it's, for me, spirituality is really telling a different story. Slowly beginning to see myself in another light. I'm not this person that was abused, or and maybe not so confident, and who am I to step out and be the light, be my light and shine. So I dealt with that a lot.
Wow. And how did you start that journey? Was it you working with yourself, or did you seek professional help? And
both.
How did you start that off?
It feels like I've been turned inside out. Like I just put everything on the table and had to sort it out and say, okay, this belief, do I really want this? Is this the truth? And then I had to pick it up and say, okay, I don't need this, and okay, I'll keep this one. But really to put light on it and see, who am I? Really? Like deep inside. And I found out, wow, I'm not all these thoughts, I'm not all these feelings, I'm not that, but what am I really? And I found out I'm something much deeper, something, I'm love, I'm light.
I love that.
And it's so great to just realize it, because wow, then I don't have to keep believing this story of me being small and me being unworthy or whatever. So
I love how you phrased that, how you said that you had to look at this belief and then you have to look at, is this really true for me? Because I know a lot of women out there who have a very different story and not as traumatic experiences, but they're still trapped in the belief that my parents have always told me I'm supposed to be a lawyer or I'm supposed to be a doctor, but my heart is in maybe teaching or in something completely different. And even just that belief of I'm supposed to be this, and how you said it, to actually look at that belief and say, well, that's not true. That's not true for me. I'm so much more. I'm this infinite being. And what am I here to be? What am I here to share? And I think that people can only really step into that when they release the old story.
Exactly.
But that's where the work is, isn't it?
And I had to do it because I was told how to think. I was really, those put a lot of belief system was pulled down over my head. I was like very much dictated. This man that became my child's father, he told me what to think. And when I got out of the sect when I was 19, I was like, I didn't know what my favorite color was, or my favorite food, or what I thought was funny. I had to really look at all that, and because someone else decided for me. Yeah. So it's really empowering to be me now, and to
I feel like a lot of women can relate on many different levels, also with traumatic experiences or not. But that whole female labeling of women, we're supposed to be mothers, we're supposed to be great cooks, which my husband knows I am not. So, but we're supposed to be all these things. So when you say that, I just want to say to people, look, seeing this, that maybe they haven't lived the same story, but they can relate in many of the ways. So I think it's amazing that you share that, because that's how you really make change in the world. And I also love that's what you say about people are supposed to come here and just be able to take off the mask and share their feelings. I think that's how we create the change. I really believe that. So how did that lead you on to this path and stepping into being a speaker and engaging with people and leading this community? Because that's a huge leap.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, actually, I was... How did it happen? That's a good question. I think partly I had, of course, to be willing to and brave enough to step out. Because I could have hid and just say, no, I'm this or that, and I'm not worthy of being seen. That's my main issue, or that was my main issue. Just this, hey, who am I to be seen? I can hide. I'm shy or something. But I think a lot of people believed in me. That maybe was the first gentle push towards the...
So would you recommend that to someone else who's maybe relating to you, is that it's important who you choose to surround yourself with?
Yeah. But also have this I think the word is bravery, and maybe I have that, and this, I'm really stubborn as well, actually.
That's a good thing.
I'm really okay, I don't want to live if I'm not living as me, and that, I've always had that.
And what do you think that me, is that your soul? Is that something that's larger than yourself and life? Or what is that me? Because I think a lot of people ask themselves that question. What do you think that is?
Me, it's me without the mask, without the roles that you talked about, playing mother or girlfriend or whatever. It's really a very calm place to be. It's maybe without words, and it's a very loving place. And if you just hear the quiet, that's me, that's the empty space. It's not the story, it's not all this fear. It's a lot of fear that's really, wow, I had so much fear in my life. And so it's a space, a heart space without fear.
Wow.
I think that's as close as I can get to that.
I love that.
It's love.
Now talking about, and I say that so much to people all the time, is that as much as we are selective of our clothing, we should be selective of our thoughts. And we select our makeup, we should select our friends. And it's not just the city we were born in or the family we grew up with, that we really have to select our people, our tribe. So being friends in this, working together on the center, has that affected your friendship? Has it brought you closer, or do you feel like it's challenging sometimes? How do you experience that?
I think both. Yeah, like suddenly spending that much time together every day, actually, because we're here a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, you are confronted with all your predictions or fears, or it's like there's no hiding place. But that's really what we want. We really want to use each other, like in the whole team, not just me and Aurora, but also with the wonderful men in the team, to share whatever comes up of fear or predictions or hurts or upsets. Just we really have this focus of using it all for healing or forgiveness, which for us just means like taking it back, taking the power back, like you just talked about, this one thought at the time. It's like it's a gift because we are able to stop the mind and just say, hold on, there was an upset, let's just look at it, instead of just moving on, because then it stays underneath and it affects the work here and the energy and the lack of flow suddenly. So we are very much aware of how our mindset affects everything we do here.
So it's actually strengthening your friendship.
It is.
Wow.
Everything is used for healing. So in that sense, every little upset or projection or something between us is a gift, because we get to watch our mind and then let go. And each time you do that, it will be less and less. So in that sense, we can use each other. It's very valuable.
And we actually invite it in because we see it as a gift. So every time when something comes up where we get triggered, it's like, let's look at it. So that's the mindset we have. It's not like, oh no, now we have some issue, and like, wow, I felt triggered. Let's talk about it. Let's see what that is about. What fear is underneath that belief.
I think that's amazing, and I think that's really important for a lot of people to get, because I've, as most people know, worked many years in the fashion industry, and I've seen so many women start businesses together, have a fight, never talk to each other again. And it's for me, it's obvious that it's the ego that's taking over. You were supposed to do this, you didn't do it, or all these expectations, or just not being upfront with each other. And I have a lot of people ask me, should I do this alone or should I do this with a friend? And I don't feel in a position to really guide people on that when I don't know their relationship. But the way you phrase it, where you say we welcome it in and it's strengthening our friendship because we talk about it, I think that is key. I think a lot of people should really pay attention to that, and also allow or create the space where that's allowed, where you feel safe to share your feelings, where you feel safe to share your truth. Hey, this triggered me. Hey, I'm a little disappointed, or I thought you were gonna not accuse each other, but just really share. I think that's incredible. And if more companies and big corporations operated like this, I think there'd be so much more well-being in the workspace, which is something that's really in high demand, is how we work with each other. So, final question. There is probably many women sitting out there thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to start my own business. I would love to start my own venture. I relate to you. I'm not brave enough. I have too many fears. I feel stuck. What can they do? What is something that they should actively do, to get over that and start their dream? What do you suggest or recommend?
Well, one thought at a time. So, I think that would be the advice, to just really start searching your mind. I know for myself, when I was had a big crisis years back, I found the work with Byron Katie, which is this great method of just somehow putting your mind on paper, because in that way you can really see what is it I believe, and it kind of stops the mind right away, because now you have it there and you already step back and make that little, there's a thought and then there's me, and I can investigate it. So actually just really start looking at your mind and those beliefs and thoughts that make you fearful, because that's the way in to let them go, start questioning them. I think that would be the best advice.
And also just look at the word brave, because does brave mean that you don't have fear, that your legs are not shaking like this when you step out? No, you're allowed to feel uncomfortable, and that it's a new a new thing for you, and it's big, and but just really love yourself right there. Because bravery is just really doing it because you feel the inner pull, the passion, and then doing it no matter what. And that's what I've experienced, that brave doesn't mean that you have it all, like I can do that and it's no big deal. It is a big deal. And that's why we do it. So it's okay to be a little shaky, and maybe it's needed, because
I think you're right.
I think love yourself right there, no matter what.
I think that's amazing advice. I love how you said there's the thought and there's me. That was therapy for me right there. I'm gonna go home and do like journaling. But also how you said that being brave doesn't necessarily mean doing it perfectly and having it figured out. And then I think that's something that I have struggled with, and I know a lot of people relate to, is that when that shows up, the fear that stops you, or when you're not loving towards yourself, you actually blame yourself for that. And you get annoyed with yourself, and then you're really just digging that hole. So how you say that the key is to loving yourself in that, that is really strong. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it so much. For anyone who's ever in Aarhus in Denmark, I highly recommend coming here. I actually heard about this center from a really close friend of mine, and I absolutely had to check it out, and I'm so happy I did. So I'm gonna leave in the comments below their social handles and website, so please follow their journey, and of course, come and join this amazing space. Thank you so much. And please share this video with anyone who would benefit from these stories, and tag someone you would love to bring here. Ta-da!
Breathing deep, I feel God within and around me. The true light of my being is there for me to see. All is becoming clear. The veil is oh so thin. Everything is changing, but I'm ready, bring it in. 'Cause I know that I am worthy of it all. The wonders and the magic, all I'm dreaming of. And this is the new